All right, guys, what's going on? It's your boy Don with Dominion Over Nature, and we're here. Guys, today we're going to talk about a topic. The devil wants your destiny. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to glorify the enemy, but I'm just going to state an obvious fact for you guys. He wants your destiny. He wants you guys to understand or not understand that he's after you. Chasing you, trying to throw you off of your divine will that God has bestowed upon you. Why is it that every entity that is on TV wants your attention? Why is that? They want to get your attention so they can get what? Something out of you, whether it's your finances, your attention, your opinion, whatever it might be. There is something that the businesses and industries, Hollywood, music, the sex industries, they all want something from you. And a lot of it has to do with the almighty dollar. It has to do with that, because in most of those industries, they're controlled and led by that dollar, the almighty. That's what they controlled and led by. And so, guys, we're going to talk about the fact that the enemy wants your destiny. He don't want you to fulfill what God has for you. So what could you do to usurp the enemy when he tries to come and steal your destiny? What do? Listen, there's a lot of things you can do, guys. There's a lot of things that we as children of God, we can do to stop the enemy from influencing our lives. Because, see, what we do is we allow him to step in our lives in certain areas. Some of you may be addicted to pornography. Some of you may be addicted to alcohol. Some of you may be addicted to just procrastinate, whatever it might be, man. The enemy is bothering you in your life. He's got control of you in your life. And what it really boils down to is that he does not have any control. You have developed a habit. Only way he got control is because he knows what your flesh desires. So you desire to feel good, right? At the end of the day, you desire to feel good. That's why you have these addictions, because it gives you a sense of feeling good. It releases that dopamine in your mind. And so it seems as if he took the control over you, and he has you doing these different things that is controlling you, or it seems as if controlling you, but you're really just a creature of habit. You have to develop a different habit, right? You have to understand that when you were first born, everything that you learned was through repetition. So it all had to start from somewhere, right? It started from somewhere. The habit started from somewhere, and you kept going. Nothing else made you do it. You decided to do it. And until you started experiencing a negative impact on this habit, that's why you're here now. So I'm going to show you guys what to do to usurp the enemy's attack on your life. All you have to do, the Bible says, resist the devil and he will flee. That resistance is simple, but it's not easy. See, a lot of things are simple, but it's not easy. You can do a task that is simple, right? But that doesn't mean it's easy to maintain. So say, for instance, it's simple for me to just come home and I would say take my shoes off and fold my clothes, put them in the dirty hamper, and put them in, color coordinated order in different baskets, right? That's very simple. But when you first begin something, it can be difficult to consistently do that simple task. You might throw the wrong color in a different bin. So you have to build a habit of being consistent on something that is simple. So the consistency is what's difficult, right? So consistently denying the enemy is the difficult part. So it's simple to just say, no, I'm not going to do that for that one moment. Then you did it. You conquered it. But the consistency behind it, because there's other things that are going to influence you to make you go back into whatever deleterious habit that you might have developed, whether it be alcoholism, addiction, drugs, pornography, whatever it might be. The consistency is key. You got to be consistent in resisting, ignoring. The thought comes up, then you ignore it. You go on to something else. But see, one thing I can tell you is when you get power over your situation, don't go back into it. Don't make a conscious effort to indulge yourself into what you came out of. Meaning that if you've been praying to God to get over something, and you have your moments, you have your week where you like, oh, I ain't did that in 7 days, right? And then you get a thought, well, it's been a minute. I could probably just dive into that and do that. No. You have to continue to say that's a moment for you to resist, because then now you can get another 7 days. Resist again. You can get another 7 days. And before you know it, you got a lot of momentum. But it's an ongoing process of being consistent in resisting the devil, ignoring, just denying, whatever term you want to use. You just have to do what works for you. Don't be in agreement with negative behaviors that could detour you in your destiny. A lot of you guys have great things that God has designed for you to fulfill in this earth, but you have been participating in behaviors that has been hindering you from fulfilling that. You need as much energy as you can. So self-conservation is key. And so let's understand that you conserving yourself is the best thing. Being conservative is the best thing for you. I understand, being liberated and being, the libertarianism of things and all of that. And I respect that because I'm an individual myself. No one should be able to tell me what I'm going to do with myself, my body, me. You feel me? I get that. But there's only so much to freedom to where that freedom it becomes slavery. I'm going to explain that. So if you say, okay, I'm free to drink. Yes, you are. You can do whatever you want. God gave you free will. But then when you become enslaved by alcohol, when you feel like you need it and you can't exist without something that wasn't created within you, you can't exist without the alcohol. Now you're enslaved by it. It controls you as opposed to you controlling it. My channel is about having dominion over your own human nature. So let's not be in this mode to where we're victims of ourselves. Look, you got dominion. God gave you power to tread over scorpions, serpents, and all the things that crawl. He gave you power to have dominion over the earth. In so many words, I'm paraphrasing scriptures. Look, I'm not a King James direct quote kind of guy. I'm going to say what it means and make it make sense. And so, guys, you have to understand that the enemy is his job. And there is an enemy out there. A lot of you think, you might be in the one power belief where there's only one power, is two sides of the same coin. Look, I know all of that knowledge. I've been down that road. What I'm going to tell you is Jesus is Lord and Savior, and you will find that out eventually. Not here to convince anyone. Go on your path and you'll find it, the truth, right? But what I'm going to say, there is an enemy out there that does not have good intentions for humanity. I mean, just look at what we've been going through the last couple of years. That explains it. That for me, that's like, okay, let's get right, y'all. Let's have dominion. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's promote one another. Let's support one another. Guys, we are here for each other, man. Let's do this. Like, we can strengthen each other in this world. Let's do it, man. And so what I see as overcoming your habits or your fears and things that you feel that is in your way of allowing you to fulfill your destiny is simply keeping the faith. As simple as and cliche as that sound, you have to keep the faith no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you come up short. Keep the faith, because that's what's going to steer you in the right direction. Because what you entertain up here, this is what I've learned. I've read it in a book, but to be honest with you, I've learned this first, and then I saw it in books that I read later on after I learned it. But what you maintain up here, what you think about up here, is going to dictate your direction in life. Like like I remember when I used to hoop, I used to think like, man, I used to be like, when I come off the bench from a timeout, I used to think like, what if I make a mistake? What if I like lose a ball or something out of bounds? And that stuff used to happen. And then I remember one summer, man, I was 12. And then I started thinking like, man, look, I'm finna start dominating. I'm gonna start hitting game winners. I'm gonna start going off on the court. Like, I'm a Florida boy, so that's how we talk. I'm gonna go off. And so I remember an uncle of mine said, hey man, one summer, I remember this, he brought it to my attention. One summer you was trash, you weren't that good. But then you came back the next summer, and he said, what was it that changed your mind and made your game good? He's like, I told him, honestly, man, I became aware of my thoughts and how it affects me, because I used to think about messing up all the time and not doing good. And so I started thinking about doing good. And then the second important part is I put in the work. I was on to the thinking, and then I put in the work. I started practicing more. Then as I was practicing, I was thinking about how good I'm going to be and how, all the plays that I'm going to make. I was meditating and thinking about that. So guys, that same concept it works when you're dealing with your bad habits, things that you don't have, you feel like you don't have control over. You have to think again, right? That's what you got to do. You just got to think again. Look, oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. Man, this is coming from somebody who know where you coming from, bro. I can tell you this. I'm commissioned to tell you this. So just listen, overcome the negative behaviors by thinking it through, not losing the faith. Keep the faith no matter how low you may seem or how low you go. Keep the faith. Trust me, you'll overcome it. Guys, look, that's all I got for you. I can ramble on all day, but I'm going to let you guys have it. Be blessed. Peace, family.